everyone, welcome back to my channel. So for today's vlog, I'm going to be doing a bit of a day in the life so you can see what I'm getting up to during exam season. So here at Bristol it is exam period, we're into the second week now, and I don't have exams but I've got a ton of coursework to do. I've got one essay left to write and that's what we're going to be trying to plow through today. I'm also going to be showing you how important it is obviously to take breaks away from your work, and I'm going to be showing you some ways that you can do that, and one of the ways is using my Cricut drawing machine. So a massive thank you to Cricut for working with me on this video. A little bit later on I'm going to show you how I've used the machine to get organised ready for next term when that starts again on the 24th of January and I start new modules, new societies, everything like that. So really looking forward to showing you guys my day today, and hopefully this will motivate me a little bit more to get some work done. So without further ado, let's go on with it.
So the first thing I did was put my phone on Do Not Disturb. I don't want any distractions when I'm doing my work. And then I loaded up my OneNote. Usually I'm not a fan of OneNote, but I have been using it for these big 2,000 word essays as it's really easy to kind of organise all the readings I've done. So kind of caved in there, but never mind. So as you might notice throughout this video, I do change my mind between which two essays I want to do. I started off researching for one and then went back to the original one that I wanted to do. So kind of shot myself in the foot here, but never mind. So yeah, I put on a playlist. It's not a playlist I've made, it's just one on Spotify, as in I won't get too distracted hopefully. And then as you can see, I loaded up OneNote, and I also got out my notepad, which I used to keep really organised. It's got all my assessment information in there, and I kind of skimmed over what I'd written down the other week, and we'd also had like an assessment workshop kind of thing, so I just made sure those notes were in there. But yeah, I kind of briefly planned out when it comes to writing the essay, how many words for each kind of section, so like 200 for the introduction and conclusion, and then kind of thinking the best way to split up the remaining 1,600 words. So I kind of started off by doing that, as it didn't really matter which question I did, it was going to be the same structure either way. And then from there on, I loaded up Blackboard. I'm pretty sure most unis use this anyway, and got up the reading list and kind of went through the essential and recommended further reading and made a list of that, as that was obviously going to be really useful for my essay. And then throughout this period, I kind of loaded up my lecture notes, any of the PowerPoints related to that week, which I was doing on the essay. The question that I was going to do was actually from week 1 or 2, so it was ages ago, whereas the second question was a mixture of week 3 and 6. So even though that was a long time ago, at least week 6 was a little bit more fresh in my mind, but I think it is kind of crazy stuff to do that we did in September. 2,000 words on, mad. But this has taught me how important extra reading is as you go along, rather than leaving it all to the week before your essay is due. But anyway, as you can see, yeah, I was kind of skimming through my notes, and then this was kind of giving me an idea of which readings I'd already done, what I hadn't done, what had been said. I also printed a couple of things out. Looking back, that was a waste, so I've recycled that paper now. And yeah, kind of made a note. As you can see, I was looking things up in the library, trying to find books, and began my reading. suppose at this point I've been going for quite a few hours, and it's actually really important to take breaks. When I was doing my GCSEs and A-levels, I'd do like an hour's work and then take 20 minutes break, or I try that Pomodoro method. You know, there was loads of different options there. I think that was a little bit different, whereas university, you sometimes forget to give yourself a break, and it's really important that you do. So for my break, I'm going to be using my Cricut machine to help me get a little bit more organised for the new term. I kind of need to know where things are, and this is just one of the ways that I'm going to do that. So I'm going to show you that in a minute, and I'm also going to show you how to make a really nice card or a couple of cards. I recently had my birthday, so I made a thank you card, and I also made another card for my brother or a friend. I'm going to give it to someone to wish them the best of their luck during this exam season. So all things Cricut related will be linked down below. But this is the Design Space app. You can get this on your laptop, phone, tablet, so it's really versatile and it's free. If you want to unlock some of the extra material, you just pay, get a 3 months trial, and then you pay monthly after that. So like I said, I want to do a card, so these are just some of the cards on offer. I really like how there's pre-made projects, as it's much easier as someone like me who's still a beginner. It's nice to have a template to work from, makes things really, really easy. So as you can see, I was trying to find a really nice thank you card, being quite specific here, and loads of designs came up, and I went from there. So once I'd found my card, I loaded it up. It's really straightforward. It literally does all the work for you, which is great. And you just need to make sure if you're making cards that you have a card mat. And then on the Design Space, just make sure you select the right size card, as obviously these come in different sizes. And then it will just pick it up and make sure to know that when it's cutting it. But yeah, as you can see, set that all up. In the meantime, I was just inserting the card onto the card mat and then getting this ready to go into the machine. So here I just selected that I was using the insert cardstock, just so my machine knew kind of what to cut, and here it goes. How cool is this? The machine literally does all the work for you. It cuts it out, and this is turning your design that you just saw on the screen into real life. I think this is incredible. So once that was done, I just peeled that off, made sure if there was any of the kind of little inside bits left, I just popped them out. You can obviously use one of your tools to do this. These were quite simple. I was able to just pop them out using my fingers. And then I just took the gold kind of insert after this and put it into the card, which I think is so cool. It's such a different thing. Like, you couldn't buy a card like this in the shop. So I think this is great. It's a great investment as well to save you having to go buy cards in the shop, because you can make these for your friends, your family, whoever, at home. You don't even have to go out. All the materials come to your front door. Your machine's right there. This is perfect. So yeah, as you can see, I'm just inserting the card. Really easy to do because the machine's cut out those corners for you. And then when you close it, there it is. How lovely is that? So like I said, I wanted to make another card, and this time I also used the pen. So when you design a card, it will tell you online if it needs kind of the blade or the pen. This one was a mixture of the two. So as you can see, it's drawing out kind of like the rulers with the pen, and then it just told me to switch to the blade, and that's so it can cut everything else out. And I think this is a really, really nice design because it is utilising the two different tools that come with this drawing machine. And I have got some other pens as well, like more gel pens in different colours, but this one just went ahead with the black pen, which looks really nice. And then yeah, like I said, here's the tool to kind of get the rest of your little words out. This one was a bit more fiddly because it was a bit smaller, and then I just went and used the insert card again and was left with a really, really lovely card. So, new term means new folders. So, let's make one of those. So, I went to the kind of project blank canvas space and just typed out social research methods. And I went ahead, used the basic font, and then put this in bold. I think it just cuts out really well. And then I just made it a little bit smaller, so obviously you just need to think about this when you're cutting out your material, how big you want it to be. And then I also just put the text in the color vinyl that I was going to be using, and it's as simple as that. You then just have to click through and make sure you measure out the exact amount of vinyl or more that it tells you to. It does the rest of the work for you. So here we go. So I cut away the excess vinyl as you can use it again, which is great. And then as you can see here, I am just getting rid of the inside of some of the letters. So like on the O, there's a little bit of vinyl left in there that you don't really want. And then I got my transfer tape. Absolutely love this stuff because it means you can take this and put it onto whatever you want, which is great. And the tape is also reusable, so you can use it a new number of times as well, which is great before it loses any stick. So here it is. I've cut it out to the same size pretty much. And then I'm just sticking that onto the sticky bit. Hope this makes sense from what you can see. And then I used a different tool here. And this was used to kind of smooth down the back and really transfer the product. So as you can see, you've got to be a bit rough with it, but you need to really, really push that text onto that transfer tape. It just makes it so much easier when you then peel this off and stick it onto whatever you want. So in this case, I was sticking it onto a folder, but just be a little bit more aggressive with it and really, really push that onto there. It makes it a lot easier. So as you can see, I was just peeling it off, and as I was peeling it off, I noticed perhaps some of the letters hadn't stuck down, so just going back and doing the same thing. This did take me a couple of attempts the first time I did a project like this, but I've really seemed to have got the hang of it now. It's not too difficult, so if I can do it, you can do it. So once you have done that and you've managed to peel the back of the transfer tape off, you can then go ahead and stick this onto your desired project. So as you can see, mine's going onto the little plastic folder behind me. Great material anyway to stick it onto, but like I said, you can stick this onto quite a few things and it's permanent as well. So here we are, sticking it on, and then all you need to do is use that tool again to really solidify it, make sure it's really stuck on there before just peeling the transfer tape off and putting the back of the transfer tape back on, so obviously that's protected and not sticking to random things. And let's make the final project. So I'm using the labeling paper this time and going for a different font. But as you saw earlier, I've got that notepad for all my assessment notes and just wanted a fresh sticker on there. So went ahead and used this really nice font. It's called a Hello Honey if you're interested. And I put it into this cursive, and this time, because I am using the pen and I'm not going to be using vinyl, we have to do a couple of different things. So we have to say that we're using the pen, select the exact pen that you're using. So I selected the black one. And then when you get to this stage, you obviously need to select that you're using the kind of writable vinyl paper here, and it will also instruct you to insert the pen into the machine rather than using the blade, as obviously we are handwriting this, which is really cool. It actually does look like it's been handwritten. So once that was all set up, I let my joy get to work, and as you can see, it writes it out. I think this is incredible, and what's really nice about this as well is that it's kind of written on there. You don't need to use the transfer tape or anything like that. You literally just cut it out and peel the back off, here it is, and stick it onto whatever you want. So like I said, I've got a new notepad now ready for term 2 assessment notes. there you go. So here I am back at my desk, ready to get working again after that lovely break. But I hope you've enjoyed seeing how my Cricut machine works, and if you're interested in learning more or getting one for yourself, then check out the link down below. Everything will be down below for you, and thank you again to Cricut for working with me. So like I said, I did some work for a few hours. I then had a cheeky Nando's at lunch with my friends, and when I came back I decided to do a bit of planning. So my new diary kind of arrived this afternoon, so I thought, you know what, I'm going to get ahead, put in some real key dates, and then also made a plan for next week. So like I said, next week is when I start back at uni, so I wrote in my scheduled classes and anything extra. Like I got a careers talk on Tuesday, I got a couple of Zoom calls this week and next week, so just making a note of that so I don't forget. After this, I did a little bit more work and put a clothes wash on, but that was about it for me for that day. I was knackered. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to leave it a thumbs up, and if you're new to my channel and want to see more content like this, then make sure to subscribe down below, and I'll see you all very soon. Bye!